The difference between an adult and a child, in my eyes, my definition, is the ability to control your emotions. We all still feel emotions, but we don't have to act based on them as adults. If you still do this, in my eyes, you are still a child. I will give you an example. We have had booked in for our kittens to get de-sexed, that's what they call it over here in Australia. At home we call it neutered. And we were looking around for about a month, finally found one, paid up front so that we could get it locked in, and we've had it booked for 3 or 4 weeks now, so it's been like a 2-month process, give or take. And then half an hour before we leave, get a phone call that wakes me up while I'm in bed, saying, hey, I'm so sorry, a nurse is sick, we need to reschedule. And I was just so mad. I was so pissed off. Not to the woman. To the woman, I was just there like, yeah, if you don't have the person to do it, what can I do? That's totally fine. We don't have a choice. I don't have a choice, right? So there's no point getting mad at the messenger. She's not the reason it's happened. So we booked it in for next Thursday. But I hung up that call and I was just there like, I'm pissed off. And I think it's because I've been waiting for this. I've spent so long trying to organise it, and it's finally come around. I've been strangely quite excited just to have it out of the way. And it got delayed. And then I just had to check myself. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you angry? Why are you bothered? Why does this bother you at all? It has not changed anything. Okay, apart from today I'm no longer driving there. It's going to take 10 minutes round trip and then going back later this evening. That was the only alteration to my entire day's plan. Right, it changes nothing about my life, nothing about my future. And so the emotional response is purely that. It's emotional, it's illogical. And so just to go, well, this isn't going to change my life, the outcome is still going to happen in a month's time, I'm not going to care, it will have been done. And can I do it the next time? Yes, this gives me more time to do stuff today. Fine. Yeah, I didn't book paddle today because I was making sure I was around for the cats if we get a call. So I can still book paddle now for today if I want to. It's not that big a deal. And so I just implore you guys to have the realisation that I have had over the last 15, 20 years, which is like your emotions can be felt and you can totally deal with them, but you don't have to take it out on the world and you don't have to make it control your actions. And the ability to do that, I think, is super powerful to get to wherever you want to be. Or just to be the person you want to be. Like, I don't want to be an angry, frustrated person. I want to be someone who's happy. I want to be someone who is fun to be around, smiley, excited. And so, just some thoughts that I thought I might share with you guys that you might like, and just to let you know, we're all human. I feel angry too every now and again, and I don't often show it because most of the time it's not justified. You know, if someone shoots your parents in front of you, you're pretty justified to get angry, but that doesn't happen in the day-to-day. So in most cases, it's completely unhelpful to be angry, because in terms of getting closer to where you want to be, is the anger going to help you get there? In almost every situation, it's no. And it's actually going to put you further away, and it's going to make you less likely to get what you want. And so this is where my family have started calling me like quite unemotional, because it doesn't aid in whatever it is I'm trying to do. There is a fine balance, I think, to be had between feeling and expressing your emotion and then continuing to do the actions of the thing that you want to get. But it doesn't have to control you, and if you want to feel the emotions, great, crack on. I've definitely had times where I've been like, no, I'm angry and I want to be. Which in my head makes no sense, but like, it wasn't to the detriment of getting the outcome that I wanted. Like, it would have been nice to have their thing sorted today, but getting angry, shouting at the lady, that's not making a person who is sick unsick. It's just not doing it. And it's not going to make the rest of my day, which now has to happen regardless, better. In fact, it will almost certainly make it worse. So just made the choice not to, and that's it. So make the choice not to. Have a great one. Peace.